Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. And also let's welcome, let me see. Oh, Sophie, yeah.
So hello, everyone.
Okay.
And thanks for inviting me to join this event. And I'm the managing director of Pixis Tech Venture China and also the partner of Australia, Pixis Tech Venture. And we are our Silicon Valley-based venture capital firm who invest in leading technology companies. For example, we have invested in SpaceX, Airbnb, Robinhood, Coinbase, and all these portfolios across all the world. Until now, we have made about 280 investment worldwide. So I'm pretty excited and looking forward to today's event, especially in the Web3 sectors. Thank you.
Thanks, Sophie. Sophie, are you in Australia or States? Or...
Now back to China. Now in quarantine.
Okay, interesting time.
Yeah, and Jeff, are you online? Okay, if not, also we have actually Leo Liang from Coinbase, but Leo at the moment is in States, so it's about 3 a.m. in the morning. That's why Leo already reviewed all the decks and left the scores for us. Thank you, Leo, even you are not here. Who else will be our judge? Also, Steve from Alibaba Cloud is coming. He probably on the way, so he'll join us probably in half an hour. Okay, tonight we also we have 4 teams to present, and so each team gonna give us a pitch about 5 minutes. You know, I really don't want to interrupt, you know, every wonderful pitch, but you know, if you are too long, I have to, you know, remind you. And after the pitch, or the panel or the judge panel will give you some questions to discuss. If any audience from our chat room want to say something, feel free to type into the chat room or just raise your hand to let me know. Yeah, and by the way, Class Now is educational marketplace, and we're moving or upgrading to Web3. So we're gonna build a learn to earn business model in the near future. That's something we are working on. All right, that's all for me. And I think we got someone to introduce Vision to us.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, all right.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, hello,
Okay.
everyone. We're hosting the hackathon for tonight.
Yeah, sorry, Jack. Do you want to switch on your camera? Or?
I can't. It's 1 a.m.
Okay, that's
okay.
Right.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. We're Vision Chain, and we're a layer 1 blockchain, and we're hosting this hackathon for tonight, and we'll be judging the participants based on their unique idea, growth potential, business model, and on how well they explain their product. And just keep in mind, there are thousands of projects out there, and you have to prove to us that you have something new to offer to the table, not just a copy of some other projects and renaming it to something else. And yeah, we're all excited to hear what you guys have to say.
Thanks, Jack. I'm gonna put Vision's Twitter account into the chat. So everyone, if you have a Twitter, you can follow Vision's account. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also put the Vision's Telegram account, Telegram channel,
Okay.
so
Fantastic.
everyone can join in and stay updated. And it's usually pretty active. And our mods are online 24/7 because we have one for each time zone,
Oh, really? Wow.
unless they're taking a shower or something. But chances are you'll get a response in a few minutes if you have any concerns.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's welcome our first team of tonight. Where are you? The SAS Go. I pronounced right? Where are you? Where are you? Okay. Is David here? Is David? Is David in the room? No? Let's see. Okay, if not, we move to the next team.
即係都冇人喺度個天。
Okay, let's move to the next team. Probably the first one is preparing is. Okay, is that Manas X, Rebecca?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Do
Thank
you have
you.
a PPT to share? You want
Yes.
to share just for share your screen when you're ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Has
you.
that come through? Has that come through?
Yep.
Okay. Right. Thank you for the opportunity to present Manas today. My name is Tahir Alam, and I'm part of the project Manas. And today we'll be discussing. I'll be going through what Manas represents, and by going through an overall summary, the problem, the opportunity for the solution in DeFi carbon platform, and then how we intend to implement it and partnerships that we have along with the team that we have behind Manas. So Manas, in a summary.
Hold on, excuse me. Can you please speak a little closer to the microphone?
Yeah, I'm. Maybe I'll take the. Is that better? Hello.
I think it got worse.
Okay. How about now?
Better.
Yeah, that's better.
Better. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for that. Yeah. So Manas is developing a infrastructure backend for the Web3 architecture of the future, where we managed to create a patent pending blockchain infrastructure sitting on devices that can connect to one another through wireless communication and store, compute, and make available data at high speeds within those devices. We've got a well-partnered strategic relationship with 5G mobile providers across the ecosystem, and with use cases on gaming and DeFi and climate tech, and the ability to connect Web 2 to Web 3 infrastructure in the future. And as you know, Web3 is all about sovereignty over the internet and the customer's data or the individual's data. And that's how with our infrastructure, we will intend to keep that control and not allow third parties to take over our data and allow us to control how we use our data. So from a problem and opportunity overview perspective, we've summarized it in these two boxes, which I illustrated earlier, where the service creators and are not part of the ownership of what they create. The big organizations, large corporations have taken over our data, and we're not able to really own it and use it to make our own profit, and with very little oversight from regulators. And that personal data is used and commercialized through these organizations with very little ability for us to actually have that in our remit. The recent case with Optus is a case in point, and Medibank, where customer data is proliferated and lost because we don't own it. It's owned by other third-party organizations. So with the Manus web stack, our base layer is where the Manus infrastructure joins together all the data, stores it and computes it, and then makes it available through decentralized applications. These are the ones that have the software running on the infrastructure, and of course then interacting with wallets and Web2 applications. I think this slide aims to, there's a lot of black background noise. This slide aims to show the interaction between the Web3 architecture and the Web2 architecture. So on the right-hand side, you see what exists today in a database web programming infrastructure landscape. And on the left-hand side, the Web3 architecture, which I talked about, the base layer where our core IP is, with the proof of work, proof of stake, and authority, and the applications layer where we have all the blockchain related technology stack, and then making that available through crypto wallets to the end consumer. And then we've got abilities to join those to the Web2 stack, because this hybrid relationship will stay there for a long time, and the two architectures will need to work together. From an internet adoption perspective, all over the globe, it is pretty much at a very high steep curve. Africa, as you can see, is also across all four sides of it, has got quite a bit of penetration, and it's growing, and therefore it's not going to go down anytime soon. And the share of the population that is not even on internet and offline is reducing considerably, and that's where the opportunity starts to come, where we can start to leverage the Manus infrastructure. So I'll now talk about the use case of Manus in the DeFi, decentralized finance fintech use case, and first talk about the opportunity across Africa. It's a bit of a read there, but basically in all parts of Africa and in those countries that I talk about, there is a growing need for helping those without bank accounts get on to banking capabilities, access to finance. I come from Africa, and I know that there is very little ways in which people who actually need the money have access to the money to put food on the table and to run their small businesses. So across all over Africa, there are mushrooming remittance payment applications, ways in which to unlock that capability. And the growth is significant throughout sub-Saharan Africa. I come from Kenya, and in that part of the world, Safaricom, for example, a large telco, has been able to allow money transfers using M-Pesa between mobile phones. So with that in mind, then our platform will certainly be a game changer in this part of the world because of its ability to connect as a platform as a service technology, where our infrastructure will allow devices to connect to one another and exchange data store it and compute it and process it at latencies that are at a very high latency and ability to communicate between devices. The other use case that we have is for carbon emissions trading. And in this case, this is all to do with the ability to have a market-based system that aims to provide economic incentives to reduce carbon footprint. And to do that, you need the data in order to allow the authorities to have access to the information required to provide a sound trading platform. So again, with the Manas X platform, we will be able to store that data when, as you can see in this slide, we are able to integrate into the source systems from where the electric current is being consumed through the meters into the Manas platform. So if you look at the solar panels, that's where the organizations have them to generate their power heading towards net zero, and our devices clock and keep all of that data, which through a host of normalization and data analysis is useful for the purposes of providing carbon emission trends and information for authorities to actually price carbon and provide the incentive towards net zero. And in this scenario, the business model is where the vendor gets 2 to 5% of the value of the contract. Manas Systems enjoys 20% of that transaction cost, and the owner gets 75% of that transaction value. Manas partnership, and this is where I think our differentiator is because the device is able to now communicate with service providers such as the phone, the tablet, or a computer. We can very quickly be able to scale our infrastructure into places like Africa because of the lack of sufficient 5G network, 4G network coverage. With our technology, we'll be able to connect them within significant radius and at very cheap cost, so as to allow the fintech opportunity to become a reality. In this slide, I aim to show you the roadmap from December this year to December next year, with the main in March 23, when we will have our applications go live with the wallet, with the minting, and a whole host of capabilities on the platform to allow us to start being in a position to complete the development by mid next year, and then provide the opportunity to start minting tokens and building the infrastructure going forward. And then by December, start to have the orders coming through and get delivery of the equipment to begin commercialization. From a team perspective, we have some really well experienced team members on the team. From the left, from John, and to the right, myself. And we are all seasoned Web3 experts engaged in a number of projects already. You introduced Rebecca, and she's also one of the leads on the project, and myself, and as well as John and Max, who are very well ingrained in the technology landscape. So I've tried to go through and hope I've used my time well enough, and happy to answer questions.
Thank you. How would you pronounce your name again?
Tahir.
Tahir. Sorry. Tahir. Thank you, Tahir, for your presentation. And any question from our judges? Just feel free to open your microphone.
Hi, Tahir. My first question is, you said that it's patent pending. but what functional aspect of your project is currently in the process of being patented?
The hollow chip that connects and allows the interaction of the devices to one another is the one that we are still working on to get the patent created and given go ahead to commercialize it.
What does this chip do again?
It's so devices nowadays come with the hollow chip, which is like your CPU, a much faster version of it. And what it does is it allows the connectivity of devices that have this embedded in them. So our architecture is a node-based architecture. You've got the first node layer of the hardware being able to communicate with devices that also have chips in them, such as smartphones, devices in your house like washing machines, solar panels, and that connectivity allows the exchange of data, which the node infrastructure then saves it onto the device, which then is available for usage downstream in the application layer.
And what is the proposed pricing for this chip, and how difficult or easy would it be to install it on one's mobile device?
没事儿，你来说一下。
Kenny, are you on the line? I will need your help on the commercial aspect.
Yes. Hello.
你说你是 Kenny。
Yes, this is Kenny. Sorry. What was the question about?
Yeah, the question was, what's the projected price for this chip, and how user-friendly would it be to install it on one's mobile device, or do I need a professional to have it installed? Because this would have an impact on adoption. If it's way too cumbersome to have it installed, that's a huge roadblock for having it adopted by normal users. That's why I'm asking.
是价格的那个
Yeah. So on the price of the individual chips, it could be lower than $5. And also on the use case, we are already in the lab.
No, it's not the use case. It's on how do you get it installed? Do I need a professional, or I can install it myself?
No. It will be all integrated into the edge computing or all your platforms or the phones. So it will be very easy to use, and it's a Wi-Fi family chip. So it's pretty very friendly, user friendly. So, and also it could be cover the 1 kilogram, 1 kilometers, and also control like over 8,000 devices. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. And you said earlier that you mentioned, Tahir mentions earlier about high latency. What do you mean by that? High latency would mean that high MS, which is usually a bad thing.
Yeah, I must admit I said it in the wrong way. The connection has very low latency. They connect very well. And Kenny is my technical guy. He can correct me on that one.
Oh, okay. No, I get it. It's just a mispronunciation or something.
Yeah,
no problem. That's okay.
Down. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. That's okay. That's all my questions. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, low latency. Yeah.
Thanks, Jack.
Okay, this is Rebecca. I'm actually participating in this project. So to your question, For the Halo chip is $5 per chip, and it embedded into all the LT devices. So it's quite easy for the LT devices distributed to the world, like a smart city, smart home. And this all the IoT devices going to be the node for manners. So that will be the original concept to design this whole system. And because we invested in a chip design company in 2018, so that's why we can leverage that chip company, and it's going to deliver in the mass production early of next year. So we can use this chip into a lot smart devices. Yes.
All right. Thank you for the explanation. I appreciate it.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Drew.
Thank you very much, Tahir, for presenting. May I ask? You mentioned that you had a good use case in the unbanked in Africa. Would you mind describing if you have any partnerships or go-to-market strategy involving that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a partner which is now is a advisor to Senegal's government cabinet. He's in charge of the digital policy. So we are going to co-brand the mobile phone in Senegal and then distribute around Africa. So that's a plan.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks. Yeah. All right. Any more questions from our judge or from audience? No? No more questions? All right.
No.
I already sent a Excel sheet to every judge. So so when you have time, can you put marks or scores into for each team? Yeah. Okay, thanks, Tahir. And if no more questions, let's move to the next team. Yeah, next team will be sports space. Dina, if you're online, can you switch on your camera, please? Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you,
I'm
Ruby.
online. Thank you. Thank you for having me today. This is Regina. Let me share my screen.
Regina, are you able to switch on your camera or?
I'm feel a little embarrassed because I look a little sloppy today, you know. A lady
Really?
would like to look fancy, so I will do that next time.
Come on. I even didn't wash my hair today.
You know, in COVID situation, people don't go out that much.
Yeah,
So
everyone looking
I hope my deck will, you know, make up for me. So
Okay.
yeah.
So, yeah, you can start. So you have 5 minutes to present.
Okay, great. Thank you
you.
so much. Okay, so before I start, I just would like to thank you so much for the opportunity. It's really great to have the time to share with you about our project, and especially when there is a tough timing in the market and in the industry. It is really important for us to be enthusiastic and share what we have for now. So this is Regina, marketing director from Sports Space. So here I am, and I would like to introduce our project to you. So actually, we are building the AR fitness project with AI technology and AI algorithm in it. So our vision is to improve fitness by sports space, and we would like to let anyone feel free to work out anytime, anywhere, and we would like to encourage people to have fun in sports space to connect with others. So this is our vision, and actually we have differentiated the service provided, including free and pro options. And we would like to help people to gain fitness also when they are connecting with others. So not only we would like to improve fitness via sports space, we also are building an open sports economy together. And you can see that we would like to let people feel that they can work out anytime, anywhere, under any condition, any weather, and with anyone, so that people are free to do that. I think this is a great market with really huge market potential. And people also can have fun, because it's really important, as we can see that in I think that we have already seen the same story in GameFi track. So a lot of people are just come here to win something, play to earn. There is nothing harm for that. But actually in real life, people need to pay for something valuable. And why people do that? Because they think that's valuable. They have fun in that. They enjoy it. So this is also very important. The point here is that we have the AR fitness here. We are connecting the social for people, so that people can also enjoy that. We will also have some club, so people can also be influential in that. All the things bringing fun point can make things more valuable for them. These are just examples of the demo we are already building. We have free, we have pro options for people, and we can have the different levels for beginners, and also for skilled people who already have some experience in that. And besides that, we think that it's very important to lighten the community with some special events. So in the initial part, we will have the weekly city lights up. We will have the global standings, and we will also have the club leaderboard, something like that. So making it more community driven from the marketing side. And we also have the NFT integrated in our project, and so that there is um, kind of system to avoid people just play and earn. Actually, people need to work out and show that they're really done that. And we have energy, efficiency, and durable factors that to do that. And we also have the club. We also have the token integrated in our project for sure. And I think in short summary is that our advantage is obvious. We have various gameplay, as I have already shown before. Another thing I would like to mention is that we have strong team. So we have around 20 people in our team already. So I think that is not too shabby for a startup. I'm in charge of the marketing. So a little introduction about myself is that I have been in industry since 2017, and have been in marketing for over 10 years. So I know that how to build a great community, and how to do the global marketing to keep improve our global presence through that. And also we have the sustainable tokenomics. So these are the advantages and the differentiated value of our project. And these are our tokenomics. So we have a dual token model. One is SST, one is SSE as our secondary token. So of course, the primary token is a governance token that is limited, and while the SSC is unlimited supply, because to encourage, the ecosystem growth in the future. So these are the token distribution overview for your reference. And I think this is the last one slide we have. So we have clear roadmap, and in Q4 this year, we are already building our white paper and our demo and app. And in Q1 next year, 2023, we will issue our beta version, and also launch our NFT, as well as launch our I Do event. So That's all. That's all for sports space. I would like to leave more time, for questions about that, so that we can communicate more freely. So that's all from the presentation of slides. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Regina. Thank you for your presentation. Any questions from our judge?
Yeah, Regina, I want to know what is token economy? I can see you have a two token, and do you have to so it's more like more like step in, and what is your business model?
Thank you, Rebecca. I think that's a brilliant question, because this is an often asked question in the industry, as we know that STEPN has gained a lot, but also we see some, collapse in a shorter time. So this comes to the question, the tokenomics for sure is very important for us. So our tokenomics actually is for sure kind of similar to STEPN. That is also dual token. So we have one governance token, and the second is you can see is in-game token. So with unlimited supply, but we also have some innovations. So I think for STEPN, it has gained its success. We will take the good part of that, because with the governance token with a limited supply, so that the people will know that when they are coming in and joining in and contributing to the project, they can be the early supporters. They can, be it can be lucrative for them, so they can get the earnings. While we also have the secondary token that is mainly for the growth of the ecosystem and the game, because if the token is only with a single one, there would be a question or have the issue that you can't get enough growth space. But with the in-game token, the second token, you can fix that problem. And we have done some innovations. Is that first, I think in STEPN we see the bubble, it's just crossed out. We see kind of something like maybe someone will call it the punks, but I would like to say that actually bubble is not scary. Actually, it's a good thing. Every finance successful story is a punks, but how we fix that? We think that we need to control the mechanism. We need to let more people in, to exceeding the speed of people cashing out. So this is the one thing we need to pay attention to. Second thing is that we need to avoid the people, to playing with the game. So some people, for example, they only buy one NFT, but they use different mobile apps, or they have different people running for that. So we will have mechanism to avoid something like that, so that the people need to really work out and exercise, and they gain the thing that they deserve to earn. This is the second thing we would like to do. So the innovation we would like to do is that in the tokenomics, we would like to make it more sustainable. We are not so eager to get the big success in a very early age, although it is profitable for the project, but we are aiming for the long term, so we don't rush to do that. So that is why I think we have the good thing to fix that problem.
Okay.
Yeah. My first question is, this is the play to earn. So how does the app work? I perform some exercises and then I would earn SSC tokens. Is that correct?
Yes. Actually, we have NFT integrated to that. So basically, people can exercise. They can have our application. So in the application, there are, we already have some classes in that. So there are some tips for people to do exercise. So it's easier to follow up. And when people follow with the app, we will see whether they miss the action or they have already catch that, so they can get points on that, and they can get earnings. And also we will have the upgrading system. So for example, in real life, people can't just work out 24 hours right? So we also have the mechanism to see that if people really taking it in a healthy way, because our ambition is that, in reality, there is a very famous app called Peloton. It's the biggest fitness app in the world. It has like around 2 million subscriptive members, and we think that we are like to building it, but with the blockchain technology. So this is how we do that.
And if I do the play to earn mechanism for this means that I earn the SSC. And how do you control people from cashing this out? Say I earn this, what's stopping me from selling this instead of just holding it? Because if people do this play to earn mechanism, they'd surely be selling this, and it would eventually tank the price.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not afraid of people selling that. It's all about the mechanism. For example, when people are coming into before they join in, actually they will do calculation by themselves. The people are really smart in that, right? So they will see how long will they can get their investment back. For example, will your setting be 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months? This is one thing. Second thing is that before your investment period is gone, for example, it's like 3 months. So after 3 months, how you to invite more people to join in so that you have the more money, more capital flow in, rather than it's just cashing out. This is kind of the trick. Every project need to take carefully, but need to play and dance with that, I think.
Yeah, but how exactly do you counter it? Because you're saying that you get more by inviting more people in.
Yeah.
That sounds like multi-level marketing.
Actually, I agree with you, Jack. Actually, it's not just the issue of tokenomics, because the community and marketing is really important in that. Because with a bigger community, that means you have the more capital in, right? And you have more fund in the pool. And I know the early supporters are cashing out, but the token prices are going up in the early stage. So it's kind of like the investment, so that yes, it is true, the prices are going up and people are cashing out, and after that the price will go down. So kind of the spiral we will facing the problem. But the thing we would like to do is that first we need to really care about the project. So the early supporters, we need to let them know what we are building, so people will see more value behind that. Because in real life, people will pay subscription fee for something valuable like that, right? Like Peloton. Second thing is that from marketing side, it's also important because we have the experience to unite like 120 communities around the world. So actually you can do things. This is something we can control. You have the moves to see how many people you would like to get exposed. So if you see that it's too faster for people to cash out, you need to accelerate people to bring in. But I know that there is an end in that, because you can't always get expanding, right? So this is something we need to work on that. But we have experience on the marketing side, so that is why I think that we have confidence in this.
Yeah, I'll go back to my original question. Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
When I was 15, I played this online game, and at first they were selling the online currency for $10 per million, and then it eventually went down to $2 per million, and eventually just $1 per million. So that means that there's an inflation here, in spite of the fact that this currency can be used in game and it has a purpose. Now, on that game, you have the deflationary mechanisms, which is when you use a portal or if you buy consumable items, you consume the gold and the gold gets burned. Now, same thing for this. You earn the SSC. How do you burn it? And what do you do with the SSC aside from selling it?
Okay. So first thing is that if people need to buy the pro classes, of course they need to pay for that. And the second is that we have the NFT and there is upgrading system. And also we have different kind of gameplays. And in the future, for example, if you need to organize a club, you want to be an influential, right? You want to share something with others and you want to use your influential, that is also need to be consumed with the tokens. So token consumption is there. And also we can get earnings by that because in real life, I know that you take an example of playing game. For example, if you are exercising in the gym, you will pay for some exclusive classes. That is the same thing in the game. And also, I think important is that we need to keep pushing out the innovative gameplays so that when people are bored or get enough lucrative from the first stage one, bam, you get to the stage 2, stage 3, so that there is always fresh things, for people to continue on that. This is also important thing, I think.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, and thank Jack.
Thank you.
Yeah, any more questions, or we move to the next team? Because it's already 9 p.m. in Australia. There's still 2 teams left. Yeah, that means probably everyone is very interested in this project, sports space. But yeah, we can ask the questions in the end. Is that okay? Yeah.
2023, Q2 and the Q4, you have 2 different CEX listing.
Yes, because we think that the CX listing actually is not just one. So we will not aim for very top one at the first time. So we will, aim for example, the medium one, like the third or second tier, and then we go to the top one.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Rebecca. And let's move. Thank you, Regina, for your presentation. Let's move to the next team. I think next team is SASGO. David from SASGO, are you ready?
Hello. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Jack. Can you hear me clearly?
Yep. Okay.
Excellent. Let me just share the video.
Yeah, finally we see you.
Okay. Excellent. Let me just share the screen. Just a moment, please.
All right, no problem. Yeah, David, you have 5 minutes to present.
Absolutely. Okay. So today I am pleased to represent SASGO Web3 SaaS platform. So my name is David Rutkowski, and I am the co-founder of the SASGO Web3 SaaS platform. A few words about myself as a co-founder. So I am a PhD graduate from the University of Gdańsk, which is located in Poland, with over 10 years of professional experience, including a track record in the blockchain industry, basically since the early days, as early as 2013. I've been also working in AI and IoT sector since 2014. I am a former CTO of a project called Fragma Metaverse, which is an NFT marketplace, and I've been working in the space as a senior investment manager for a while. Now I would like to tell you a few words about what SASGO is and about the approach that we are taking towards the development in Web3 space, and about a few things that makes us slightly different from other projects. So basically, as mentioned before, SASGO is a Web3 SaaS platform, and our SaaS services cover a variety of all-in-one Web3 solutions supporting multi-chain. So basically, thinking about SaaS Go, you can think of Shopify, which basically allows you to deploy your own online shop, with the difference being that SaaS Go basically allows you deployment of Web3 products, which I will show you in a second. Well, what do I mean by Web3 product? So we basically
David, sorry
mhm.
sorry to interrupt. Are you share screen of your PDF?
Yes, can you see
Okay,
that?
all right, yeah, it's moving.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So just a few words about what the Web3 products are. So we provide our customers with a developer suite, which includes and allows them to deploy their own decentralized exchanges, LP and staking pools, airdrops, and NFT marketplaces. So basically, by using SaaS Go, users don't need to go to any other website or any other third-party protocol. And basically, our philosophy is to simplify the user experience as much as possible and make Web3 services accessible to everyone. So maybe as opposed to presenting you the deck, I would like to take you to our website and show you how our solutions look like. So basically, the app or DApp, if you will, is already fully developed and is currently supported by more than 20 leading blockchains and architecture providers. So basically, most of our clients are DeFi, NFT, and gamified protocols. Our clients can be divided between the projects which already have their own token, which can be imported into our SaaS platform. The projects which do not have token yet, the token can be easily created using our SaaS platform, and the projects that only want to deploy their NFT products without actually needing to use their own token. So basically, for the purpose of the presentation, I prepared deployed our own token for you, and I would like to show you how our suite looks like. So basically, this is how our SaaS platform looks like. As you can see on the left side, the user can deploy their own decentralized exchange, their own staking solutions. All the solutions are very easy and basically code-free. So for example, if you have your own token, if you want to deploy your own staking pool, all you need to do is selecting a pair of tokens. It can be pair or a single, reward token, reward amount, start time, and duration. We also have airdrops, so for all kind of community activities, projects that have their own token can create airdrops by simply uploading the Excel spreadsheet. We also support the third-party projects with payments, thanks to our strategic cooperation with Alchemy Pay, which is a fiat to crypto onboarding tool. So basically, even the projects that are not listed on any sort of centralized exchanges can easily deploy the payment methods using which the customers can basically purchase their tokens using Visa or MasterCard. And we also have a specific solution for NFTs. So the project can basically deploy their own NFT marketplaces. And this way, they can keep their own users within their own ecosystem without sending them to any kind of third-party providers. And all the solutions that we provide can be easily integrated with the front ends of third-party protocols. A good example here would be one of our most recent clients, which is BitStore. It's a mobile application which works in a similar fashion to centralized exchange. And as you can see, BitStore actually conducted a lot of marketing campaigns and staking using their own decentralized application. And all the staking farms between BitStore and other projects, which are their partners, were basically powered by incentives. So as you can see here, all the solutions are powered by our company and integrated freely with BitStore front end. So basically, all those solutions, including payments, which can be done using the Buy plugin, can be easily done from one unified interface using Visa, MasterCard, and Binance Pay, which basically makes the adoption of the new third-party protocols easier. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, David. Yeah, if you have any questions from judges and audience, please let us know.
Yeah. Hi, David. Can
Okay.
you show us the platform again?
Absolutely.
Show
Just
us.
a second, please. Okay. So here is how the platform looks like. Let me just make it brighter. All right. Here we go. What would be the question?
And how do you deploy? Is it possible to use other layer 1 blockchains there? Say we have Vision. How do you integrate it there?
Well, basically, those solutions and the products and features that were presented during our today's presentation can be deployed on all the chains that our SaaS platform has been integrated with. So basically, most of our clients are based on Ethereum, BNB, Avalanche, and Polygon, but we also have a variety of other L1s and L2s. So basically, as long as this is a blockchain which is EVM compatible and integrated with SaaS, it doesn't really matter which blockchain it is because all the mechanics remain the same.
Oh, okay. So it has to be encoded, manually encoded in there if it's not on the list.
I mean, we have a few clients which come from the ecosystems which are not EVM compatible. And this is something that we are doing as well, but it takes a little bit more of a programming. So I would say that if you are a protocol which is based on EVM chain, the deployment of all the solutions that you might be interested in doesn't take longer than 1 to 2 days. In case of non-EVM compatible chains, it takes up to a week. But I would say that majority of our current customers are basically from EVM compatible chains. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that answers my question.
Thank you so much.
Hi, David. May I ask a question?
Please.
So I'm interested in your liquidity pools and your staking. Could you just describe to me, is it kind of like you're able to spin up within the platform your own liquidity pools and also access liquidity pools from elsewhere, or just on platform?
Okay, that's a great question. And actually, thank you so much for asking, because there was one thing that I haven't mentioned during the presentation. So basically, depending on the chain, we have this feature that we call bonded liquidity. So let's take Ethereum, and let's assume that you are a third-party protocol which is interested in developing your own centralized exchange. Basically, we provide liquidity from our side, and the liquidity basically differs based on the popularity of the chain. So basically, due to the limit of the resources, like the highest liquidity, the deepest liquidity is on Ethereum and BNB chain, since those are the most popular, and we are still working on injecting more liquidity on other chains. Now, what does bonded liquidity feature mean? Basically, what we do is technically generating custom front ends for decentralized exchanges which point to the same contract, which basically means that if you deploy your own decentralized exchange, if your users want to trade the most common cryptocurrency pairs between each other, liquidity is already there, since all liquidity pool is shared among all the DEXs which are deployed via the platform. Unfortunately, at this point, we do not provide the liquidity for the projects which deploy their own tokens, right? Because initially, like using the system, you would have to provide the liquidity by yourself, just like you would have to do it using Uniswap, SushiSwap, or PancakeSwap. So the same applies to, let's say, more exotic tokens. But I would say, as long as we talk about top 20 currencies, the liquidity is already there. So basically, in case of the most popular blockchains, liquidity is not a concern as long as the mainstream pairs of cryptocurrencies are concerned.
So just to confirm, so you'd be providing your own liquidity on platform for those common tokens?
That's correct.
And do you have any kind of mechanism that that concentrates your liquidity to kind of get rid of the tail end problem, or any kind of way of managing that liquidity?
Well, basically, I guess it comes down to the slippage again. So basically, we have one contract that manages the liquidity pool, which is shared among all the decentralized exchanges. So basically, what we are dealing with is one big pool where all the liquidity among different pairs is injected. So basically, when it comes to the slippage, it's not a concern as long as we talk about the most popular products.
Okay.
If I am.
So is there a integrated AMM?
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, our product started a year ago, and it started as a fork or spin-off of Uniswap and Curve as well. So basically, in the very beginning stage of the project, year ago, the deployment of decentralized exchanges was the only product that we were offering. And soon enough, like once we realized that basically the demand from other kind of products such as staking, airdrops, NFT marketplaces, and payments was growing, we basically decided to build upon the original version of the protocol. And ever since the new features of the platform were introduced, we basically undergone the audits. So basically, we audit our protocol once every quarter, and we actually have 3 security audits behind us, 2 done by Certic and 1 done by PeckShield. So basically, every time we introduce new tweaks and new features to the protocol, we undergo the security audits.
That sounds great. And just as a final question, the amount of liquidity needed to maintain those pools would be massive. So how are you managing to get that? Is it kind of empiric, or are you sourcing that?
Well, basically, the liquidity which we provide on major chains is bootstrapped both by the project. So I would say we inject the initial capital to get the ball rolling for major chains, and of course it also varies because the users of the decentralized exchanges that belong to third-party protocols also provide their own liquidity on given pairs. So this is how it can be done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Stephanie. Any other questions? No more questions. All right. Yep. Thanks for David. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure for me. Thank you so much for having me, and have a great day. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Before we move into the next team, let's welcome Jeff. Jeff, are you online? Jeff Lee, who is our judge for tonight as well. And Steve Chen. We just saw your name. Steve, are you online? No?
Hi, Jeff, I'm online. Jeff, sorry.
Hi, Jeff. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see you earlier. Sorry. Jeff.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, Jeff is from Australian Technology and Investment Committee. Thank you, Jeff, to be our judge for tonight. And Steve Chen, are you online with us? Okay. Okay. One more thing before we, I think next team is waiting, and just let you know that Attic is offering free mint to everyone attending our conference, our meeting. So when you register, you can leave let me see, where is it? You may leave that's one. You may leave your wallet address. So the Attic will send the free NFT to your wallet. And also, okay, thank you. And also, we have a meetup event next Friday. So if you are in Sydney, more than welcome to join our party on Friday afternoon. So the is in a cafe shop in Bangalore. So if you like to join us, please RSVP by scanning this QR code. Okay, our next team is Sue Love. So Cliff, are you gonna present?
Sure, can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, all yours. So you also have 5 minutes to present.
Sure, no problems. Good evening, everyone. My pleasure to be here to present our project. We are pretty young project team, just formed a couple of weeks ago. So comparing with the other teams, we are really a startup. Everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So the project name is called Sweet Love, paying tribute to the Bitcoin, the pioneer of the blockchain industry. Its white paper titled as the a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. We put a peer-to-peer messaging system in our mind, trying to back to basics, to bring a very simple, a fun and secure messaging communication to the Web3 users, which is powered by Sui Networks, being launched next year, 2023. First of all, I would like to share our mindsets on the current social problems, and then propose our value, and then highlight the solution we are building, and then introduce the team members to you. Happy to have any questions at the end of this presentation. Right. I think we are facing big problems with the social network. So everyone knows this guy on the slide deck, right? So Donald Trump, he's shouting fake news. It's true. So basically, we can see a lot of people lost a lot in the social network fraud in past years, but we still can see the significant growth of social network, especially in between 2020 to 2021. I think that caused by the lockdown isolation, people increased the social behavior, leveraging the digital tools. From the peer-to-peer communication point perspective, we can see this a full bar chart. Americans lost a lot. They were annoyed by robotext, and the scam calls as well. And surprisingly, we are able to see, a scam calls cost more losses than some scam messages from this diagram. Peer-to-peer message actually is an essential communication needed by human being at any time. So either we wanted to have the intimate expression to another peer, or we wanted to talk to another one, but just the one person in case of the criticality. The problem is that in the current social network, the mobile phone number-based KYC, which has been popular, used by all major social channels, isn't enough to resolve the scam and the robot issue. The cost is too low. The user could be easily use another mobile phone number and then to get into the social work to spread misinformation after their other social account got banned. So that's the problem statement we found from the current social network. We are proposing a decentralized ID and verifiable credential based social network based on the Web3 decentralization infrastructure to protect user privacy and minimize scam. We wouldn't think the scam can be totally removed, but through the approach of the decentralization and better leverage the DID and the verifiable credential, this issue can be minimized to a lower level. Public can pay a refundable sign-up fee to join this social channel, which is Love, to become a user. If we find that a scam caused by this particular user, we will forfeit part of or full amount of the sign-up fee. So this is automated execution of the smart contract on Sui network, as I just mentioned. It's a new public chain launched 2023. Yeah, we will reward the good citizen with tokens and the property, the interest, and the merit NFTs as a verified credential. Back to the good citizen users, and then based on their behavior and the long history with the Sui Love platform. We put Love as the first stage of this platform, trying to discover the romantics between users, which they were able to find the other part, which they were able to build a positive relationship, especially a difficult, in the physical world, during COVID and even after COVID. So the work from home, isolation are still there, impacting pretty large population in this world. So from the operating point perspective, a self-operating version called Sui Love, which is something we are doing. Also, we put the source code of our work from the front end to the back end smart contract and to GitHub. It's a totally open sourced to everyone, which other project teams can use it for free to serve the broader community. We are also open, so the source code can be inspected, audited straight away, as well as can be integrated with other DeFi, GameFi project based on Sui or other infrastructures while they need a peer-to-peer messaging protocol as part of their platform. So it's pretty a simple SaaS model. Sorry, PaaS model. We also support that. So as I just mentioned, so SuiLove itself is a simple app to enable secured one-to-one messaging with the token transfer embedded, which covering below use cases. First of all, targeting the positive relationship between two peers, in either friendship or romance. And we saw SuiLove is also fit for the temporary conversation, which people demand the anonymous in the communicational context. For example, the secondhand good buy and sell. We don't want it to expose our details to a stranger, but just make sure we were able to talk and we are able to pay. The transfer token is a functionality provided by Suilab 2, so it can be used for the asset appreciation, between two peers while they are talking. Sign up a token, so it's kind of the staking if this is a good citizen. Messaging to earn, we put the in-app token into the Suilab, which I will discuss that next slide. But as we decided, any improper behavior funded by the platform, we were able to forfeit the token as a punishment. Yeah. Through zero knowledge proof.
Sorry, Cliff, you have 1 minute remaining.
Okay, no problems. I'll speed up.
Sorry.
Yeah. So through zero knowledge proof, we were able to build the NFT as a credential for the users. Yeah. Okay. So we have the in-app token. So a Suilab token, from marketing point perspective, we will have the airdrop, and then this token can be used to mint gift NFT to be sent from one peer to another peer, and user stays with Suilab longer and the match more will be rewarded with this token and NFT as well. Yeah. So Sui token will be used for the sign-up fee. So that's ensure us as a better integration with the Sui network. Yeah. In the future, we are considering the governance token. At the end of the day, this is a DAO operational mechanism. A user would be able to vote to decide the future of Suilab, as well as share the economic benefits from the platform. Okay, so we got 14 members. I myself, I have 4 years experience on decentralized identity and the verifiable credential, moving from the a permission chain to permissionless chain these 2 years. Yeah, I was doing digital strategy consulting stuff early days. Yeah, our technical founder is Shihu. So he's a seasoned software architect with 20+ years experience on software from design to production. JC is the front-end lead. We have Block, who is helping us for the UI UX design. That's it. Feel free to follow us through Twitter. So open Twitter app. You can scan this code to straight away follow us, or you can type in the Sui _ drive web3 to find us. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Cliff. Yeah, any question from our judge panel?
Yeah, was that a real name? Blockchain?
Yeah,
that's a good name.
Okay, but seriously, I have my first question is, what type of encryption do you use for the messages? Is it asymmetric or a symmetric type of encryption?
It's a private key based, so it's asymmetric.
Okay, and how do you deal with the performance issues? You also said that this uses the zero knowledge proof mechanism, and I think one of the main disadvantages of that is that it requires a lot of resources to process. And let's say that your application has a ton of users, how will it handle large amounts of traffic?
Yeah, that's a good question. Definitely, a social file bring definitely much higher transaction volume on public chain than traditional transaction, very financial nature based. So that's something we wanted to find out from the S3 testing network just released recently. So we are pretty confident it's a very competitive than other public chain based on our standing from S3 network white paper. But we will find out, and we need to have some benchmark down the road. Yeah.
And since this is kind of like a dating app, how is the identity verification? How does the identity verification work? Like, what's stopping me from just using a picture of Bailu to get a lot of likes?
Right. So actually, we are we've been discussing this, within the team. Also consulted some industry experts. The app itself, it will be a full a pseudonym based a model. So we will not encourage people to use the real name. So everyone use the a pseudonym, I mean the fake name, to communicate with others. So this refers the A16Z Balaji's pseudonym economy, which is a very helpful theory for us to build this app.
Sorry, did I hear that right? You're encouraging users to use pseudonyms.
That's correct.
But you said that you earn more tokens the more likes you have. And what's the protection for one user making a bunch of accounts and then liking each other with those accounts? I mean, that's doable. How do you prevent spam accounts?
Yeah. So we are discussing the this defense module within the platform. So we haven't had the final decision yet. Yeah, but you are right. This could be possibly happen.
All right.
Hi.
Now freezing. Okay.
Thank you very much for presenting, Cliff. I
problem.
would like to commend you as well for using verifiable credentials, and it seems like maybe that you've looked at the the Web3 Foundation. Something that they bring up when they talk about verifiable credentials is that it's not a fixed problem yet. And so it kind of is leading on from the question you just had, but on verifiable credentials, and when you're pairing that with ZK proofs, you're essentially trying to create an identity for someone, and 100% this can be paired with a pseudonym. However, once you then connect across lots of different platforms, how is it that you're intending to maintain that pseudonym? Or are you intending for people to have pseudonyms that are common throughout the platform? And have you kind of thought about it? Is it more a network effect where you're expecting people to know each other by their own pseudonyms?
Well, actually, it's a pretty much information here, so I don't think we can discuss a lot of details, given we have a limited time today. But basically, if we look at Twitter, too many accounts under pseudonym, right? So, but still, we were able to talk. We were able to connect with each other, to respect, and then to find that the contents produced by these pseudonym accounts are very valuable, helpful, right? But from the network effect point perspective, at this stage, we didn't think that far. We only think to build a pure peer-to-peer communication on one public chain, not cross-chain yet, and not communicating with the other protocol yet, just within ourselves. That was the current scope.
And just as my last question, if I were to be using your platform, would I need to be interacting with the Sui chain itself, or am I able to just act independently through like that application layer?
So basically, you still need to have a basic knowledge or basic practical understanding of Sui. So because you might want it to buy Sui token, up from somewhere, as it's basically it's an infrastructure, but we provide that functionality. You can buy Sui token through us, and then you can use the Sui token as a sign up fee. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problems.
Hello, I have one question. So you see that if you, for example, like the users gonna use your platform, they're gonna be registered first, right? And they're gonna buy your token first. For example, exactly like a royalty fee.
Not by our tokens, by Sui token, the token offered by infrastructure. So we have an in-app token. It's called Love Token. So you can get a Love Token from a DEX, so external stuff. We do not.
So the logic is that you have to pay first, and then, for example, like you come across some fraud and misleading informations, and then this you're gonna refund the user with these tokens, right?
Yeah, if she is a good citizen, yeah.
So how did you define if that is a good or bad citizen? All the users' message is encrypted, right?
That's right. So
you can't read the messages of the user.
Yeah, the solution in our mind stage is that we receive complaints from a peer, for example, peer B. He complains, peer A is is sending some misinformation when they were communicating, right? And then peer B is able to present their communication dialogue as a proof. So that's the starting point of our investigation.
Okay, so that is the you can't read the content in the first place to prevent, but you have to have someone to report. But how do you gonna verify that if this report is like the true or false?
Yeah, so first of all, we are employing the artificial intelligence to recognize the message itself, and then before we decided to trigger the automated execution of smart contract. But we have the user behavior model, which something we are going to use it to identify, to match, to decide, if the information we grabbed from that dialogue is having something wrong in the middle. Yeah.
Wait, how does the artificial intelligence work exactly to verify this? Can you get a little bit more technical on this?
Yeah, so first of all, we are going to use the image recognition to grab the text from the image we received from the peer B, and then after we abstracted those key information, yeah, we will be scanning those information against the user information model, or underneath is a terminology defined by the platform, in the future by DAO, to decide if this is a wrong information.
Yeah, but you can edit the front-end source code, and it's not going to make a difference in terms of screenshots. Yeah, that's not difficult to edit.
I didn't get you.
Yeah, I'm
What's the
saying
point?
you said you were going to use some image recognition for AI, right?
Hmm.
And from what's that going to do is it's going to process the image sent to you, the image report that's being sent to you. And from those reports, that could be something like a spam message or an inappropriate message, right?
Yeah.
But what if I just, for some reason, I want someone to get banned? I would edit I would edit the image. That's pretty easy to do. And if it's a centralized network, I mean, if it's a centralized application where the messages aren't encrypted, the owners of the platform would have direct access to the message. And this one, for security purposes, which is understandable, the owners of the application should not have access to the encrypted messages for privacy purposes. So how exactly do you verify this if everything is encrypted and you're able to edit images easily, which in a way that's not discernible by any way, even through artificial intelligence?
Now the image provided by peer B, so it's basically a screenshot.
Yeah, I'm saying, how does the artificial intelligence verify this screenshot exactly? I mean, and how does it know that it's not just edited?
I think that's very popular. Actually, if we are opening iPhone now with the latest iOS version, when you take a photo, you are able to take the text message from that photo, your phone app. Same.
If I may, so I think that potentially the question was, how do you know that that image is true?
Yeah, because that raised by the peer B has his signature on it.
Okay, so so is it an in-app that you're able to take the photo?
Yeah, that's something we are designing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there's some really good discussion today. Okay, I think that's the time for tonight. And thank you, Cliff, for your presentation. And thank all the judges. Great questions. Okay. Right. So just move all the judges into our screen. If you can open your camera. So how you feel tonight, Rebecca?
Yes, very good. I think I'm eyes open for all these cases, and
Yep.
everybody exploiting the boundary. And I think sometimes people will misunderstand about centralized and decentralized. Decentralized is the ultimate goal, and at meantime, we still need some centralized control. That's my understanding. And that's what confused about the Sue Love token, I think. I think when you design a project, you inevitable try to control in some way or form. And then it's quite, before you move to the DAO, you still want to have some sort of influence on in this project. Otherwise, the project cannot, organize on its own. So I think it's a way, it's like a social experiment for everybody, and where everybody learn from others' experiment. That's my study today. That's my taking today.
Thank you. Yeah, I think 15 minutes is too short for each project to present everything about, all the effort, all the work they have done for months or years. Yeah, but we got some really good feelings and good ideas. Also, we had a very good discussion tonight. Yeah, any comments from Stephanie tonight?
Yeah, I mean, great work to everybody who presented. Thank you so much for presenting. I know it's such a hard thing, and I don't know many founders that like to present in this forum. I think it's quite difficult. So very well done to everybody who presented. I'd also like to say that you did all very well in answering questions that were posed and being put on the spot like that. I think definitely to Rebecca's point, we are at an interesting intersection where Web 2 and Web 3 are coming together, not just in terms of consumers and how consumers will relate to your product, but also in terms of the way that we kind of work out our governance structures, and hopefully over time the governance will become a bit clearer as kind of the laws do, but I think that probably as long as you're positioning yourself and your companies in a way to be flexible with any governance changes, and kind of looking always towards becoming more decentralized while still maintaining a good basic company structure. I think that's a really good point. But very good luck to everyone who is involved.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, I was thinking if I'm sitting in, like this presenter's position, well, how should I answer all the questions? It will be very hard for everyone. And Sophie, this is your first night to be our judge.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm feeling good because I used to invest in a lot of AI companies and IoT companies, but for the Web3 companies, we are now, I think it's a trend. So good job, everybody. You have done great work tonight and for the presenting. Sorry about asking so many questions, but our questions is just when you, for example, are doing fundraising or reaching out to your customers, a lot of them gonna ask you the same questions. So my comments is like, I noticed that there's some project that has a very good infrastructure and technologies. So everybody should also invest on your advantages and also try to think twice. And also your business model, you should have a very rounded business models, so that when the judges open pitching your customers or pitching the VCs, that then you're gonna have a good answer prepared for your presentations. But yeah, you guys all have done a very good job today. Thank you for presenting. I have not a lot to.
Thank you, Sophie. And Jeff, if you are online, would you like to share some, you feeling, how you feel tonight?
Yeah, just go through all the 4 projects. I can see some, actually I focus on commercial value rather than academy or research, R&D, something. So yeah, that's why I put my score on and see what happened.
All right, thanks.
So, yeah.
And Jack, are you?
Yes, I'm still here.
Jack,
I'm still awake.
On your final.
And yeah, one of the biggest concern for any crypto is inflation and how to counter it. And I've joined a lot of crypto groups on Discord and Telegram, and this is one of the main usually frequently asked questions that people ask whenever they first join the group. And along with this is the clear view of a project's tokenomics. And for every project I joined, 90% of the time people would ask how many are in circulation. And when you're presenting a new project, it's important to give full transparency on this. Because if I'm buying into a project, I would really hate it if the supply suddenly doubled in just a few months, or in 1 year it triples. That would really suck. Also, the transaction processing time, I've noticed, and with ZK proof, zero knowledge proof, we got projects like Mina Protocol, where they reduced the size of the blockchain to 22 kilobytes. But is it really worth saving that much disk space at the expense of performance, when disk space is getting a lot cheaper now compared to about 10 years ago, where computers would have 50 gigabytes. Now you can fit that into the size of your fingernail. So that's another thing to consider. It should be worth it. Like with the other project that presented, they said that they were using ZK proof, and the main issue with that is that it has performance issues. So you have to be able to justify that. So it's a risk to reward. Wait, is that it? Nah, that's not the correct term. But yeah, you guys get it.
Yeah, thank you, Jack. And Steve Chen, are you online with us? Yeah, thank you, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the judges again for joining us, and giving all the scores for each team. I know giving scores or marks at this time at night is very hard, and all the team are very great. Thank you, Rebecca, Sophie, Stephanie, Jeff, and Jack, of course. And also, I would like to thank all the founders or co-founders of tonight, Tahia, Cliff, David, and Regina. Thank you for your presentation. It was fantastic. Thank you so much. And also, tomorrow night, we'll continue with another 5 teams. Mirror Planet is from Australia, and the DAO Link is also from Australia. So please come and join us tomorrow night for another excellent, beautiful, wonderful hackathon event. And tomorrow night we'll have some new judges come to join us as well. And I think that's it for tonight. I know it's already late, probably 3 a.m. in Canada already. And thank you so much for tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed tonight like I do. And I hope I can see you all tomorrow night. Okay. Thank you. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Good job.
Okay,
Thank you.
next
Thank you.
week, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.